Okay, for this fly, we're going to tie it's called a Yellow Yummie. Basically, it's a yellow woolly bugger with some rubber legs. I've had a lot of luck with this fly catching a lot of brown trout. So, Yellow Yummie. We're going to start off with, got some lighter colored thread here, and we're going to use a size 4 streamer hook, standard length. Get my thread to the back. And now, just like a normal woolly bugger, we're going to start tying in a lot of our material here in the back of the fly. Going to pull a piece of yellow marabou, and we're going to tie that in right back here in the back here. Okay, once we have that tied in, next thing I'm going to tie in is some chenille. We're going to use some yellow chenille. So put that on here. Another place that I've used this fly a lot is when I'm trying to catch pike on my fly rod. So really a pretty good all-around streamer fly. Okay, got my chenille. The next thing is I'm going to tie in a piece of hackle, and this is yellow and black grizzly hackle, dyed yellow and black, and we'll tie that in. Okay. Now the next thing is, this is a streamer fly, so I like to get it down. So we're going to put in some lead wire on this fly. Just wrap that on there nice and tight. I like to keep the wraps pretty close together and consecutive. Helps keep for a cleaner fly as we get closer to finishing. So, okay. All right, now the next thing, I want to make sure that lead is going to stay in its place and stay fastened in the right spot. So I like to work the thread back and forth over the top of it. Oh, snap my thread. Darn it. I like to do that just to make sure that that lead doesn't start working its way down the shank of the hook when you're casting and catching fish with it, because then it'll throws off the balance and the weight of your fly, and it'll make it look a lot different too. So yeah, just working back and forth. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now the next thing is we're going to tie in some yellow rubber legs, and to do that, I get my rubber legs here. So you can see those. And there's actually 2 of them there, you'll notice. When I tie that on, I'm going to tie one set on right about in the middle of the shank of the hook. A couple of loose wraps to get the rubber legs on, and I split them and then pull them to the sides just like that. Now that they're on the sides, I'll usually take a few more tighter wraps just to help ensure that they stay there. And moving forward, put another set right up here. Again, my first few wraps are pretty loose. Once I get the legs split, then I move them to the side just like that. Again, need to get some tighter wraps on there. Make sure they're not going to move on me. And then bring my thread up here to the front. Okay, now it's just a matter of building the fly. I'm going to bring my yellow chenille. And I need to move that light. That's just too much yellow going on there. Bring my yellow chenille forward, keeping the rubber legs out of the way. As I work that chenille towards the front. Giving it a nice yellow body. Make sure to get quite a few wraps on that. We don't want that coming undone. This fly does take some abuse, so it's good to have it wrapped pretty tightly. Get a little more light here. Gotta be careful with all that yellow. It really wants to reflect. Okay, now I'm going to wrap my hackle forward. Keep my rubber legs out of the way. Try to make my wraps nice and evenly spaced. Looks like I can bring them forward there. Trying to keep the rubber legs. Okay, once I get that hackle up to the front, we're going to snip it off. And there we go. We've got a little yellow yummie here. Great little fly for catching brown trout, streamer fishing. Cast this thing close to the banks and then strip it in. You can strip it fast or strip it slow. I prefer to let the boat, a lot of times if I'm fishing from a boat, let the boat pull it away from the bank. And the last step is I'm going to whip finish my fly. There it is. It was Yellow Yummie.